Hello, welcome inside the Chris Evans Podcast. It is Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. Hope you're having a great day, a great week. Appreciate you checking it out here on Second Banana Media, also on secondbananamedia.com. We are here on the YouTube page, and be sure to always subscribe, hit that like button, and be notified when we go live or add videos much like this one. Well, this morning, the Board of County Commissioners held a special meeting and discussed a new building, perhaps, for Logan County offices. And I will say this ahead of time. If you want to watch that full meeting, it is on Guthrie News page, YouTube. Hope to have an article here in the day or so, but you can always watch that full hour meeting today. But I'll kind of sum it up here. And this is kind of a moving part right now. There's more decisions to be made at the end of the month, and I will have some drawings, some renderings, and some initial numbers. But these numbers that I talk about today could change. The layout could change today. But this is exciting news for Logan County. And everyone knows about the Logan County Courthouse, built in 1906. It currently holds all the court system, the county clerk, the two courtrooms, the district attorney's office on the third floor, but also it has the county treasurer's office and the Logan County clerk's office all in the courthouse. And it's a lot of office space, a lot of storage space, all in the building right behind me there in the courthouse. And so they have been in a small area for many, many years and decades, if you will. So the federal government, as we all know, ARPA money, it's been much talked about. Logan County was awarded some ARPA money, and some of that money, for example, $500,000 went to District 1, $500,000 for District 2, $500,000 for District 3. Some of it went to the courthouse for some upgrades. Some of it went to the sheriff's office for their fleet and other things like that. So the general government, I guess, was left about $6 million in ARPA money. And now the commissioners had a decision of what to do with that ARPA money. And the decision was to first look at the 6-story building. I'll show you the 6-story building. We'll have a rendering here in just a second. But it's basically across from the courthouse. And the discussions were to maybe renovate the 6-story building, which was the former Mason's home, like a nursing home type facility. And there are a bunch of different small rooms in that building. Right now it's been vacant. It's been vacant since I think the 1970s. It was donated to Logan County. So Logan County owns the building. It's been vacant, the windows, everything. It's basically a storage unit facility for the various office in Logan County. A year or so, through a grant, asbestos was taken out of that, so it got cleaned up. And so they looked at maybe putting the $6 million into that facility. And once they kind of got back the information, once that they found out that their $6 million would basically take care of items like the electric, replace all the electric, all the windows, all the plumbing, the elevator, the roof, all that stuff. And by the time they basically made a shell, their $6 million was spent. That doesn't fix anything on the inside. And so you factor in that. Also, another deciding factor that made the county move to that discussion today was, okay, so $6 million to do all that stuff. Now they haven't done anything on the inside. And those rooms were built back in the 20s or 30s, whenever it was, for patients inside small rooms. And so then you get into the discussion of how many walls can you take out, and then does that still give you enough space for conferences and office space? It wasn't built for that. Now, it is very structurally sound well. I mean, it ain't going anywhere. Cement, it's well put together, but by the time you start taking out walls and adding more money to it, it really wasn't probably going to be a proper fit. So with that information, the elected officers started thinking about maybe perhaps building another building for offices. And that is what the special meeting was today. And we'll kind of go into it a little bit here. So let me kind of give you a geography look real quick of the area so we kind of understand what we're all talking about here. And I love looking at Google Maps here, but the first thing I always got to do when I go to Google Maps is I got to look at the football and the baseball stadium. And it looks fantastic. The grass is green, always looks fantastic, but it looks really, really good there. But okay, so moving on. We'll increase here, and as we all know, and hopefully you can see my cursor on the screen, but there is the Logan County Courthouse. There is the Logan County Detention Center, or the jail, if you will, the parking lot for the courthouse. And then across the street of Harrison Avenue is the area that we'll be talking about. So this big building here is the 6-story building. And I don't know if there is a former Masonic home, nursing home. We call it the 6-story building. So that is right there at the corner of Harrison and Ash. Again, it's empty, and it's just a big old storage facility. Next to that, connected to that, is the Annex building. It's the Logan County Annex building, and that's where the Board of County Commissioners have their meetings. And it's also where the Logan County Assessor's Office is located in this building. And you probably know the grassy area here to the east, and over here just to the other side of it, so you know exactly where we're at. Across the street is the Driscoll House and the Golden Age and Ash Street Living. So we all kind of know the general area of what we are talking about. So inside the plan, and I'll have pictures here in just one second. Let me pull those up here. And okay, so the idea is to add on to the Annex building to give more room for everybody. The idea is to move the county clerk's office and the treasurer's office out of the courthouse and join the Board of County Commissioners and the Assessor's building in a separate building. So what that does, it takes the clerk, the county clerk, and the treasurer out of the courthouse. So then you have a true judicial courthouse. You have the 3 judges, you have the district attorney's office, you have the court clerk, and you have jury rooms and all that good stuff all in the courthouse. And that also gives them more room and more things to do. Where that money comes from, that's going to be later on discussion, but it's going to give more room, more space, and that is the main goal with this project. Now let's look at the project. Remember, this is money through ARPA, and whether you like it or not like it, federal government giving away money, that's another conversation. But I always say, if Logan County didn't take the money, somebody else would have took it. So Logan County may as well use it to their best, and I think they're onto a great plan. Let's take a look at what we're possibly looking at. Again, this is very preliminary. This is on July 19th. This could very well change by the end of the month, here in about 12 days. There's another county commissioner meeting on July 31st. There's going to be some other ideas thrown at this. So again, this is very preliminary and could change. If the county commissioners decide to keep the 6-story building, which I think they're aiming toward tearing it down, we'll talk about that here in a second. This is what it would look like if they were to keep the 6-story building. So obviously you see the annex there next to it, the additional space off toward the west, which would be closer to Broad Street. And that would, right now, the existing building there in the middle with the white roof is a little over 5,600 square feet. The new addition would be 11,725 square feet. So with that project right there would be a little over 17,000 square feet, again, for a general area, Board of County Commissioners, the Logan County Clerk, Assessor, and Treasurer in this building. Now, there's discussion of tearing down the 6-story building. And if that were to happen, the estimated cost is, I've heard, as high as $700,000 to as low of an estimated cost of $500,000. So somewhere in between there, that's the estimated cost of tearing down the 6-story building to allow this new building, 17,000 square feet, maybe to add also maybe some more parking with all that. So that is 2 options for the commissioners to decide. Let's go with the project with the 6-story building there in hopes that maybe someone does something with it. It's been vacant for many, many decades. I don't see anything happening too soon with that. I think probably the best thing to do, and I think, there's going to be some people who disagree, and that's fine. I think the best thing moving forward would to tear down that 6-story building. There's not going to be a whole lot you can do with it. It's going to cost upon millions and millions to do something with it. So if you tear it down, that gives more space, which also could give the county more parking, and it could free more parking for city events. It could bring up more parking for football games. It just gives you a whole lot more if you don't have the 6-story building there. Again, it has been empty for some time, and so this is, and the screen's kind of cut off here a little bit, but not only will it give office space, but it would also give storage and file space for the treasurer, assessor, and the clerk's office. And this is just a render. It could change by the end of the month just because of new things happening. But, the general area would be 877 square feet. The assessor would have additional 400 feet to their office. County commissioners would lose maybe 10 square feet, perhaps, but still 1,000 square feet there. The treasurer office would gain 500 square feet, and the county clerk would be close to the same, but they would be getting a whole lot more file storage, but also in a more spaced out, spread out correctly there. The estimated construction cost as of right now, July 19th, 2023, comes in at $6.6 million. The estimated project cost, $600,000. So right now, the total estimated cost is $7.2 million. Now, that does not include the possible demo of $500,000 on top of that. So, but the construction company, which has not been voted on yet, Timberlake, the county has been in conversations for many, many months with them. They've done the structural engineering on the building, all that stuff. So they've been working with the county. But as far as this deal has not been signed yet, that could happen on July 31st at the county commissioner meeting, which, of course, you can watch on Guthrie News page if you're unable to make it there. So that is, make sure I don't miss any graphics here. But that's what happened this morning at the county commissioner meeting, and they're going to revisit this plan with the look of maybe without that 6-story building on there. So it could lead to more parking and, again, more space for county use. The great thing about this ARPA money is now the county commissioners do not have to go to a vote of the people for sales tax. That's a thing right now that the county has a 3/4 sales tax that helps with roads and bridges, fire, police, and roads. That money, so they don't have to go for that. Don't have to go for a bond election. This is money that the citizens of the county, which everybody uses. The court system, everybody uses the treasurer, whether you go there or not, but you do use the clerk's office, you use all these offices. So this is not for Guthrie or Crescent, this is for the entire county. And to do this without asking citizens for sales tax money or bond money, I think is a win-win project for everybody. So, this does fall in the historical society area, so there would be conversations for that. But again, there are so many, I can come up with so many more reasons why it would be best if it came down. I understand the value. It's not really been historic for anything like a true downtown building. This was a Masonic deal. I have more pros of bringing it down than I would have cons. I understand the historical significance and all that stuff and what Guthrie tries to be, but for this building, I don't feel that it is what I would say historical in this area. There's not people going to this building to go look at it or take pictures. I don't know why they would. The windows don't look good. The roof don't look good. It just doesn't look good, and it's just been vacant for that long. So more details, more information I know will come out on July 31st, and I know the county commissioners have said to keep the funding in this same area because the commissioners are wanting to do, and I say commissioners, Monty Piercy, Mark Sharpton, Charlie Meadows, also County Clerk Troy Cole has been heavily involved in the meeting today. Logan County Treasurer Sherry Longnecker and the Logan County Assessor Mary Murphy were also in this meeting. So they've all been involved in this, but the commissioners and Troy have said, this will be great for a 5-year, 10-year deal, but we want to make it easy for the next 50, 60, 70 years as the county continues to grow and have a plan, because you never know when money will be available. And again, less pressure on taxpayers or with sales tax and bond dollars. So we'll see what the new price tag comes in with the 6-story building down. It'll still be shifted a little bit to the west, or excuse me, to the east. So I'll show you one more time. So the building here in the red, blue, and the white could shift to the right side of your screen to maybe give more parking on the left side of your screen as well. So I'm sure that's what the new graphs will show. But again, that will be July 31st, 9 o'clock at the Board of County Commissioners meeting. If you have any questions, I will be glad to try to answer those in the comments. If I don't have them, I'll be sure to ask somebody who can get those answers to you. But I think this is an exciting project. Again, free, nothing's free, but no additional cost to the county. This is ARPA money coming from the federal government, who has dished out a lot of money across the United States. Whether you like it or not like it, Logan County has it, and this is the project that appears to be moving forward. And me personally, I really, really like this project, and we'll see how it pans out. That'll do it. This is the Chris Evans Podcast. Do not forget to subscribe and like, as you'll get alerted for videos like this here on our YouTube page. Be sure to go to secondbananamedia.com. Check out all of our different podcasts, and we appreciate you. Have a great week.